Welcome back to Sale, Resell, Sold. My name is Heather, and we go over our top 10 weekly sales, and it's pretty slim pickings this week. Bear with us. The lighting is new, and the ring lamp was from my free group. Now I'm some sort of moth. Look at that. It's fancy. It's pretty slim pickings this week. Back to school, I guess, is happening, and it's not happening on eBay. I don't know if I've ever explained how we go about doing this. We are part-time resellers. My husband and I just get a few things listed every night. And in the course of a year, we've gotten quite a good number of things listed. But we started out by selling stuff that was in the house, that just to get rid of it, that necessarily weren't worried about sell-through rate and comps and blah, blah, blah. So some of this stuff's been listed a year because we just passed our 1-year anniversary. There seems to be a lot of stuff going from the early listings. And number 10 is one of them. Star Wars, The Good, the Bad, and the Fluffy red ringer t-shirt. This would have been almost just outside of Y2K. This is a cute t-shirt. I don't know why I held on to it, but I did. I love Star Wars, so it's not like I was ever going to fit into a junior size again. And we had it listed for $14.88. I took an offer for $12, and our profit on that was $9.18 because there's no cost of goods, I don't think, on something that I personally used. Number 9, Athleta Lombard sweatshirt. I got this at Plato's Closet. It was $2, and it was listed for $19.88. We took an offer of $15, which made our profit $10.15, and our ROI of 508%. Number 8, Disney Store Mickey Mouse Memories Limited Release. These are coming back. The ever so gentle and considerate USPS folded these, and these are collectibles, and she was disappointed that this card stock was folded, which is understandable. So they're coming back. But at time of sale, our profit was $10.26. It's just a fact in sales that things are going to get returned for whatever reason. And whether or not we can recoup our losses from the USPS remains to be seen, because it was in a padded mailer and it did not show any signs of distress like a box would. So all you can do is submit and wait and see what happens. Number 7, Lego Junior Batman and Superman versus Lex Luthor, complete with extras and manual. I got this in a super large bulk lot, which I feel like I haven't talked about in a while, which is this huge tub of Lego and several smaller tubs of Legos that I paid about $400 for. And these sets were almost all of them were vintage. The mother and father were moving, and the son had already graduated college and was living in New York in a small apartment, and she didn't want to move him, and he didn't want to come deal with him. So I bought them. There was a lot of really great stuff in here, and we have recouped our $400, and it's all been profit for a while. But a lot of the stuff, as childhood memories are, he chewed on them, he colored on them, he put some sort of sticky stuff on them, which was hard to get off. And that's where we got our light up Mace Windu, the clear green frog, which was the size of the tip of my thumb, that sold for $30+. One of the hard to find Spider-Man from Tobey Maguire's run, just all kinds of stuff. Neat stuff. It's fun to go through. And now that I've broken it down by color and accessories. Lego does a buyback program where they pay $4 a pound and pay for shipping to buy back good quality Lego. I've been thinking about doing that because the volume of Lego that I have takes up a lot of space. I've been talking about it. I just have to talk myself into it. It was listed for $19.88, and typically I'm like, I don't go below $20, but this was used. Again, it's been listed for almost a year, and I know eventually it'll actually go up in value, but he sent a $14 offer, and I took it. And there's also those days where things aren't moving, and this was a super slow week, and I was like, maybe if we get a little movement in the store, things will start happening. Didn't work this time. But sometimes it does. Since we've already recouped what we spent on the lot of Lego, this has an ROI of infinity and our profit of $10.07. Number 6, British Airways, collab with the white company, World Amenity. This is for British Airlines amenity kit. I've never flown fancy, so I've only ever seen these at yard sales, which is where I got this. This was from the estate sale with yard sale prices. This was 50 cents. We have sold a couple of these, and this was listed for $14.88. Someone paid $14.88 for it. Profit after our 50-cent cost of goods was $12.03. Number 5, 31 Oh Snap Bin Black Cross Pop. And this was sold at the end of summer vacation. I'm just going to go with a teacher bought this. Let's just make up a story about it. 31 folded at the end of last year. I think it was last year. Sometimes it blurs. I used to sell 31 back towards the beginning. I was not very good at it. I was a much better shopper than I was a seller. I just kept all this stuff and we just moved with it and stored it. And, here we are on eBay. And we sell a lot of my old 31, whether it's new or used. People are clearly missing it. And it was listed for $24.88. Somebody sent a 20% offer. I accepted. It says infinity ROI simply because we have no idea what the cost of goods were. And it's been so long. So our net was $13.99. 256 days it was listed. That's my Scott Wolf impression. We're watching Nancy Drew, and Scott Wolf has a tendency to pause for no good reason. I'm assuming for dramatic emphasis. Number 4, Thomas & Friends Wood Fisher Price Flynn fire truck new. This was one of those, he sent an offer of $20. I accepted it. And then he's like, oh, but it's the wrong address. And I was like, that's cool. Per eBay's guideline, we would require you to cancel your order, or we could cancel it for you. And then once you have corrected your address, you can repurchase. And he's like, okay. So we canceled it, and he actually did repurchase it. So sometimes you don't know. I recognize the sticker. This I probably got at Barnes & Noble. It was on clearance. Our youngest son is homeschooled. And early on in his homeschooling, he would earn prizes for the week. Good behavior, good work, good effort, up to $5 toys, the Dollar Tree, at Bargain Hunt, at places like that, or if we found clearance Lego, and then he could earn them for the week. That morphed into now he gets paid to do schoolwork, which was my genius idea. I don't see why you shouldn't actually get paid to go to school if it is for you to be job ready. It's job training on a level. So it's not a lot. He doesn't get paid a lot. And this year he's learning how to eBay. We're getting a little bit of blowback, but I think he'll appreciate it when he starts getting money in his account. So this fire truck sold for $20. Infinity ROI again, because I don't remember how much I paid for it. It was on clearance at Barnes & Noble. Our takeaway was $14.79. Number 3, Safari Limited, lot of 5 dragons, Golden Fairy, Lava Wizard, Fog. Those were the names of the dragons. We picked these up at a yard sale. I paid way too much for them. My mom would have yard sales periodically. To me, she would rake in the money as a child. I was like, what? You made $250? I made $7. I hated that. I was like, really? I spent all day out here and I get to walk away with $7? Which sometimes this is what eBay feels like. But I had them listed for $39.88, and I sent a 10% offer out, and somebody bought it at $35.89. I paid $2 a piece for each of these dragons. I gave that little girl $10. After all the fees and whatnot, we made $15.73. So, it's not horrible. It took 117 days. So that was at the top of summer we bought that. It was like the first yard sale of summer, the first of like 5 yard sales we went to. Number 2, Disney, The Nightmare Before Christmas, pleated skirt. I got this at the Disney store before our Disney store closed shop after COVID. Still miss it. I would have gotten this on clearance. We would get park merchandise because it was at an outlet mall. It was always marked down. They always had great sales. And with my Disney Visa card, I got an additional percentage off. I had it listed for $29.88. It sold on offer for $25. And I do not know what the cost of goods are. I cannot remember. Whenever this was for sale in the parks, it was $45. Our profit on that was $17.38. And number one, which I don't know. I never know. So I think next week I might know because we've had a decent week. But number one this week is Disney Parks Mickey Mouse pin, lot of 3, Magic Kingdom Castle, Walt Disney World Castle, and Epcot. This is the second week with pins. Yeah. Yep, 2 Mickey Castle pins and 1 Epcot pin. They were listed for $29.88 and they sold for $26.89. It's an infinity ROI because I don't remember what I paid for these. I've had these for at least 8 years, 7 or 8 years minimum. So our profit on that was $20.89 and these were listed for 254 days. And if you are looking for Disney pins, we have more listed and they are real. They're not knockoffs from China. Even though Disney's pins are from China and the knockoffs are probably from the same place that the actual pins are from. But that's whatever. But these are legitimate pins. That's our week. It was a little slow, a little brutal. We had 15 orders, and I was honestly wondering if we were going to make it to 10, but we did. But average profit for the week was $10.63. The median was $10.26. And our net profit for last week was $159.44. But I look forward to next week. Look forward to next week with me. Okay, guys? But if you have any comments or questions or, feel free to leave it. Take constructive criticisms. All right. Have a good day, y'all. We'll see you next time.